And it's wisdom. You can see her, and old friends are acting strange. This happens as we develop. Development is include and transcend, but every developmental level we go, there's fewer people there. About 3% of the population of this country has a felt appreciation for all points of view and a dramatic reduction of fear of death and other things. That's 3%. We're having altered states of today, of being in that place, and maybe there's areas of our life that we spend most of our time there. But when you get to that place, then you don't feel as connected to, and you feel a little, there's a certain sense of, there's things that I understand that, well, other people aren't understanding them.
Not my tribe.
Not my tribe. But it's very interesting, and we'll talk about this when we talk about lines and levels, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. There gets to be a point where you start actually feeling pleasure for what's beautiful about all the worldviews. What's pleasure about the egocentric worldview? What's pleasurable? What's good, beautiful, good, and true about the conformist worldview, which is fundamentalism or any kind of conformity, any kind of blind belief. What's beautiful, good, and true about capitalism or about rationality? What's beautiful, good, and true about non-hierarchical pluralism, multicultural pluralism? As you have that sense of what's beautiful, good, and true about all of them, that reduces conflict. Now, those worldviews fight with each other. They fight between each other. Fundamentalist Muslims and fundamentalist Christians fight with each other. But if you have a felt appreciation for people's points of view, you don't fight with them. Therapists, interestingly, because of the nature of the psychotherapeutic relationship, enter an integrally informed state when they do therapy where they have a felt appreciation for the worldviews of their clients, whether those worldviews resonate with the therapist's state outside of the session or not. That resonance caused by attunement makes this person feel like my worldview is beautiful to this person. And then what the therapist does is help that person expand into the healthy aspects of first stage relationship or second stage relationship. And as they reach the boundaries of that healthy expansion, it's called horizontal health in integrally informed therapy, they push against those boundaries, they need something more, and that pushes them to the next developmental fulcrum. And that's part of what we do as therapists. We support horizontal health by finding what's healthy about this worldview and supporting it and inquiring into the areas where it's unhealthy, and then encouraging people, as they begin to find their worldview inadequate to explain what's going on, encouraging them to reach for other worldviews that are more inclusive. So they can move into those, include and transcend. And this is how we develop. We fuse with a worldview. We begin to differentiate from it as it's not adequate to explain our world, and then we integrate into a new level. The way this happens around relationships is we'll start in first stage relationships, 3 or 4 year olds, it's all about me. Go into second stage relationships where we want to have good communication, we want to have to be fair and equal all the time, not much eroticism, usually.
Is that the oxytocin kicks in there?
Oxytocin and vasopressin. We mentioned dopamine and norepinephrine-driven systems for romantic infatuation. For intimate bonding, it is oxytocin and vasopressin systems. Now, this is running the intimacy. Though, if you work these polarities and enter erotic states, the biochemistry of the eroticism in those erotic states can get more and more intense until finally it's much more intense than it was when you were in the romantic infatuation stages. People don't believe this. So I say, I can show you the research, but you have to accept on faith. If you both work at it, you can have an eroticism that's better than the eroticism that you miss from your romantic infatuation.